Hey, welcome back to React University. I'm Corey.
And I'm Dana.
Today we are back with another episode of Shogun.
That is right. We are reacting to Season 1, Episode 2, Servants of Two Masters. But of course, before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, comment, interact with us here on YouTube by subscribing. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you always know whenever we release something new.
Guys, also don't forget to become a member to our Patreon. You can watch the full reaction of this episode right now on our Patreon page. Please go and support. You're seeing this on YouTube, and there's 4 episodes of this particular series right now on our Patreon page. So please go and support. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel. And with that, class is in session. Let's do this. Ago.
Maybe it's on the Taiko died.
Oh yeah, yeah, the widow.
That must be the mom. Wait.
What?
Did he not have an heir through his wife?
Taiko-sama, 席をお受けになれば神の国へ参れません。
神の国とやらはそちの尻の奥にあるやもしれぬの。そう思ったことはないか。
Toranaga殿。これ。
Okay.
So he was close. She keeps giving him the eye. It's making me think maybe that's his son. You know what I mean?
落ち葉はお主の側室になっていても不思議はなかった。
それがし、美人にはとんと触手が動きません。
二人でしたたかようた夜、わしが言うたことを覚えておるか。共に朝鮮を平定したかったの。さすれば日の本がお主にくれてやったものを。
いずれ八重長様から配慮することにいたしましょ
う。わしの息子。曲がりはうごめ高の目の連中ばかりじゃ。八重長が元服するまでその方一人を大老にするという。
So obviously he trusts him.
Something must have happened.
Yeah.
Right.
続いて八重長様のお命が狙われましょう。
も賢き答えじゃ。将軍と呼べる者がいなくなって、再び戦乱の世に立ち返ることよ。
That's why he gave it a 5.
日の本一の知恵者にござりまする。
仲間からも守ってやるして教えてやって。
So the son needs. Ooh,
we're getting the intro. It's beautiful.
It's so pretty. It's like a Zen garden.
So he was. Oh, that's supposed to be representative of the water. So he was obviously
like willing to give him
right.
the shogunate.
So Toranaga was given the ability to become the shogun. He's like, nah, it's not smart because they'll just simply unite against us and then kill your son.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that. And so the Taigo, he decided to
have a
the
regent, a council of regents,
right,
until his son turns 16.
right, strong enough to rule.
Yago,
To that
I
point, you
think of
said a
the
political stalemate.
yeah. Ochida, I think, was the name of
The wife, the widow.
no, the name of the heir's mother.
This English pilot, how do you mean he is obscene?
You know the sort, dirty, diseased, and he's got a filthy mouth.
So we show this to the Japanese, and he will be hanged for piracy.
I'm afraid it may not be so simple. I fear he'll want a complete translation of this journal. Perhaps a bit too complete.
Like he knows some specific stuff in there about like their secrets.
He's not a man to leave his fate with God. I suggest you don't either.
So he knows everything about Macau. Christ is my witness. When this bush was on the verge of open war, the last thing we need is any discussion of past entanglements. These are critical times for the mission. He will see to it this man is not a problem.
So Marco is like a place. Must have been
Macau.
Like Macau.
I think it's something that they've been very secretive about Europe, and Toranaga having Mariko also be a translator,
Right.
he'll be able to know if the stories don't line up.
Right.
What? What's that haircut?
あれは人食い族なのか通じ偉人の中には人を食うものがおると取らない
お待たせいたし、申し訳ございません。
マリコ殿が同席しても構わぬか。
She's there to help translate.
ポルトガル語の修行になるゆえ、来るようには。
I wonder if he knows that she speaks. So he was like, So if I mess up any of the translation, she can verify.
Good morning. My name is Martin Albitu, of the Society of Jesus.
Oh, good, so you'll be able to twist my words in your Portuguese favor.
Your Portuguese favor.
安神様が私の通訳では信用できないと申しております。私がポルトガル人なので I will translate without prejudice.
Well, seeing as you're so bloody honest, perhaps you would do me the courtesy of telling him we are enemies.
Tell him yourself.
The Japanese word for enemy is teki.
何故お前はわしの通じの敵なのかと。
Because our countries are at war.
国同士が争っているから。
イングレスの生まれです。
ポルトガルから1000マイル離れるに当たります。
聞こう。何故お前の国は通じの王国と戦っておるのじゃ。
Why are you at war with my kingdom?
Because England refuses to be intimidated by
カ
Catholics.
トリックからの
敵のカトリックに戦を仕掛けるために本気で信じてもいない神を錦の御旗に掲げて
I am not a pirate.
20門もの大筒を積んでおいてか。
My ship contains letters of marque from the rulers of a nation called Holland, authorizing us to trade in all. I cannot conceive of being an enemy to you, Lord.
わしにはたやすく思い描けるぞ。
I think he was.
I like this
Me
back
too.
and forth where you don't need to get the translation.
So he was respectful enough to play the game.
This is Lord General Ishido, Toranaga's chief rival. If you value your life, do not say a word.
なるほど。醜い。犬ごときの瞑想じゃ。キリシタンどもはこの男を異端と呼んでるそうじゃが、まことか。
はい、石堂様。
ここは目の上の炭鉱部というわけよの。
この異端者それがしには何の値落ちもござらん。息子に命じて牢にでも放り込んでおきまするが。
揉め事の元になれなければよいのじゃ。
Of course.
You are to be detained.
For how long?
I do not know, Anjin.
It's like, what are you up to?
About that's what Ishido was thinking.
Yeah. He said I'm gonna have my son take him, so which one is his son?
The one who nodded.
荒れ模様の空の色とでも申しましょうか。ごぼうの方が近いかもしれませんな。
Is that her son?
And that's her husband.
With a
Seems like
husband
they-
like that, I would miss my dad
今
too.
日トラナガ様が母上をお呼びになり、
殿はどのようなご用でお前が呼ばれた？
Because the Lord
ポ
told
ル
me
ト
to.
ガル語を修行せよと。
お前ならわかるか？何故お前の母はおとなしく家に収まっておれんの？
Hmm.
Really?
召し上がりますのか？
いや、そのような暇はない。虎長様がまたぞろをお呼びじゃ。お主ではない。
マリコ様は初めてお会いした折からいささかもお帰りになられませぬ。黒田様が催された最後の宴でございました。祝言を挙げられたばかり特別なお方だということ。私はすぐ
That's why he don't want her to leave the house or something?
あの世へ旅立つ前にもっと大事にしていた。
で立ってもわしにとやかく言いたがる。
昔も今も殿には手が焼けまする。
お前の大きな尻と同じじゃ。
So she's like the general's granddaughter.
して、そなたの見立ては？
先ほどの通訳には何一つごまかしはございませんでした。
あの偉人の方は？
あの者には用心せねばという。
拙者の朝知恵など殿の辛抱遠慮に及ぶはずがないこと。代わりがあると仰せでございましょうや。
Dude's making moves, man.
無論わしは許した。許さねば謀反とみなされようからな。
そう。それゆえ我ら一同。
So that is his grandchild.
キリシタンの大老木山と王を通じてあの偉人を大坂に置くことに抗議。
殿に断罪が下されるのは残りの大老が結束して票を投じた場合のみにござります。石堂とキリシタンの大老との結束にひびを入れるおつもりか。
嫁子の腹の据わりようをちと見習うがよい。
殿、しからも誠に。
Does he know his son is a jerk?
She's gonna get killed.
Who are you?
我らが共に場所を明かてあげなさい。You're safe here. Speak the truth before God.
I'm English.
The Jesuits put you here too, then. You should let me give you absolution.
Are these men all marked for death?
Death is the only punishment here. You are a child in the wilderness. You don't know their games. Toranaga is a prisoner in Osaka Castle.
He's about to give him all the info. Okay, lay it out to him.
Sugiyama, descended from the richest samurai family in Japan. Ono, a feared warrior whose affliction of leprosy led him into the arms of the church. Kiyama, a man whose faith in Christ is guided only by his greed and ambition. All of them are in the palm of Ishido, caretaker of the castle. Any day now, this man will go to Toranaga's demise. I alone will tell you the truth. Toranaga claimed you as an ally. You'll never leave Japan alive.
He's like, well, great.
I ain't coming here to be allies. I still don't know if it's Ishidu or Ashidu.
Oh, Ishidu.
I feel like I want to play some Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's marking.
He's like stamping. It's like signing documents.
Right.
I wonder, does he
what
read
kind of
them?
document it is he signing?
林の方はつがなくおさんもえわこも健やか。お世継ぎのお歳暮は江戸を離れる
石堂殿の舵取りのおかげじゃ。
礼を申されるなら虎長という邪魔者の息の根を止めてからにしていただこう。さあ、賛否を問おうか。
あいにく牢に入れただけでは足りぬのじゃ。その異端者がマニラにおいてキリシタンの信徒をなぶり殺しにしたという。我らはその者の処刑を所望いたす。評決の前にじゃ。
異端者は我らがデウスを侮辱し。
さてさて、オミラはパードレどもが積み上げる山ほどの献上品がなかったとしても、そのデウスとやらに忠誠を尽くされるのでは。もはや猶予をござらん。虎中の件、
I wonder his hesitation of killing this guy. He just don't want to delay.
He doesn't want to delay. He wants.
He feel like I'm still bound by something that
Toranaga was
Toranaga did. Toranaga did.
Carries great weight in Japan.
Now I have to wait.
For centuries, his ancestors dominated this country. A title revered through the ages. The ultimate rank a mortal can achieve. Shogun.
You gotta yell?
The Chinese ate Japan. So all trade goes through the Portuguese. It's usury. But the church incited the rebellion. Smuggled guns from that secret base in Macau.
Macau.
Who said he'd been to that fortress? Said there were Japanese soldiers, hundreds of them, all converted to Catholicism. You telling me the Lord's here? Don't know.
But in this case, it actually is what
Whoa.
those priests fear.
Right.
Dang. Clean.
This is a clean death.
As you know, I've had no word.
As soon as Toranaga calls on me to permit the black ship to depart, you will be the first to know. The church is doing all it can to keep your business running on time.
You mean our business?
祈りが身についておられるようで嬉しゅうございます。
Padre sama, I have more occasion to practice Portuguese, but it comes slowly.
To this day, you remain my best pupil.
Wonder what his angle is here.
Though I must admit my
Hey,
surprise.
don't betray us.
Seeing you yesterday, Toranaga involving you in his affairs.
I do not wish to translate anymore. I do not like this man, the way he speaks to you.
The dark thoughts you have confessed to me in the past, I trust you know I pray for you. On this matter and others, especially with the heretic, he is guilty of worse.
I feel like he's trying to manipulate her.
He is.
わしが朝鮮兵のムクロの山から引きずり出してやった立派な侍だよ。
いやはや、拙者のその知辱を金輪際忘れさせてはくださらぬ。
お主がなぜあの身の藁な末裔に忠義を尽くすのか合点かいかぬ。あれは情けを知らぬ男じゃ。日の本の武将どもがこぞって自慢の石を献上した。殿下はわしが献じた石をあの門石として大老に取り立ててください。
Trying to get him to betray his lord.
お主らが大坂へ連れて参った偉人のことについて聞かせてくれ。虎長はあの者の衣服に今日惹かれておるのじゃ。
大筒20門に鉄砲500丁。
そんなものなら日の本にもある。
いずれキリシタンのご大老方が敵に回ると踏んでおいでかと。たわけたことを。
我ら大老師の傷。
He knows it's not true. Well,
yeah. He knows.
It is
what
true,
he just said
but...
was true.
お力になれるやもしれません。
But I feel like Toranaga knew this, right? He anticipated. That's why he let him go to jail.
Right.
So someone else could get him.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is Toranaga
he brought it in to sow division. I know I'm screaming.
Right.
Sorry.
He, of course, to sow division.
And he like kind of like dangled him in
he already
front of
said that.
them.
Right.
And then was like, you know, nope, you can have him. I don't care. You can go to jail.
Yeah.
あの男何をしておる
一応今日
Wow. Straight ambush. So he was okay doing the dirty work.
Yes.
Paid him and then killed him. Wow. And he'd be like, there were a bunch of bandits. I killed them. My men killed them.
Right.
Which is technically true.
聞いたか人間様の言葉を話しおるオラは犬じゃ
俺は犬じゃ
そうだな犬はひざまずいてる俺は犬じゃそう
Disrespectful.
So now he's a little pawn that everyone is using.
大義であった藪重殿。この偉人をわしにくれるのはこたびで2度目じゃな。
運が良かったまでにござりまする。
Oh no.
I'm confused.
汚い男じゃな。
It's not my
What is
fault.
Jabu's playing? Is he playing on both sides here? What is he doing here?
無論構いません。しかしその前に通詞を呼びまするぞ。
But now he knows the word Suji.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows what she will do.
Translate.
You speak Portuguese?
It is my honor to learn the language of my Christian teachers.
Catholic teachers?
アンジに伝えてくれ。
To make that very clear.
こたびの牢入り、大義であったと。
My lord would like to say that he is sorry for the time you spent in prison.
I'm grateful to be alive. But I assure you, my queen is wise and thoughtful and would want to be your ally.
自分は敵ではないと申しておりまする。安仁様の国の女王は神話的でございますと。
世界の地図を描いてみようと伝えよう。
My master asks for you to draw a map of the world.
Oh.
I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. You know what you got? Michelangelo.
This is the limit of what I know. The earth is round.
世界は丸いと申しておりまする。
Like a fruit. Japan is here. My country, England, is on the other side of the world.
日の本を指し、次にイギリスを指しましてございまする。
Because we had to avoid a Portuguese base in Macau.
マカオにポルトガルの砦があるゆえと申しておりまする。
He has a base in Macau, which is in China, right?
It employs Japanese mercenaries.
I'm told he called them Ronin. A secret Catholic fortress, used for gun running, employed during an uprising some years ago.
鉄砲の密輸に使われる隠し砦に浪人が雇われている。その鉄砲が謀反に使われた。
後で詳しい地図を書けと伝えよう。そこに。
My master asks that later you write this map and mark the Portuguese bases.
If I may, I will explain now.
He said, "No, I don't got time. We'll do this now."
ポルトガルとスペインの2つの国が東洋の島々を分け合ったと信じている。ポルトガル領だと申しております。
We belong to somebody? You kidding me?
And they're like, unbeknownst to us.
我ら民国との間で天下を二分してやろう。
黙っておれ。
I'm sorry, sir, but I assure you their arrogance is unbelievable.
お前は何を求めて火の元に来たのじゃ。
He asks what you seek here.
To vanquish our common enemies.
He's an underdog right now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I like the the brass on his.
Yes. And he said it's
like,
dangerous out there with bandits lurking. And then he looks at Yabashiki.
I know you hold these priests in high regard, but I beg you to consider their motives. Your lord is in danger.
I would advise against speaking out of turn. Oh, and you will please address me as Mariko-sama.
I wonder what the sama means.
黒船が長崎に向かって出港できないと翌年の輸送に間に合わなくなるとそろそろ出港の許可をいただきたくお願い申し上げまする。
わしは常に利益について考えて知らぬことがあまりに多い。あの偉人はよう知っておるようじゃが。
He didn't sign that off.
しばらく見合わせることにいたす。海が晴れるやもしれん。海域に隠し砦を築いておるのもそれら砦についての見聞を広めてからでも遅くはあるまい。
Martina Vitu has just received word from Toranaga. He has denied our departure papers for the Black Sheep. Let this be my burden, Father.
This is Sugiyama.
And Kiyama, a man whose faith in Christ is guided only by his greed and ambition.
So, is it Mark?
It's one of the
Marco? No, is it Maka?
Macau.
Macau.
Base.
So Macau is on Japan. It's a secret base on Japan with the Roman.
Ronin are a style of warriors, right?
Yeah, they are. They're like mercenaries.
Yeah. I don't know where Macau is.
Ooh. They're trying to kill him, right?
I don't know. Oh, dang.
She quick.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Came for him. He knew what he was doing. So he knows now
that he's
that
important.
he's important.
He's an important chess piece.
Right. And he can be trusted at least with some information. And he also knows that the Catholics sent him.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm really
I'm just getting into it.
I'm really liking this. I'm really, really liking this. Oh, so much.
Literally is like, so at that particular point he realized, okay, this guy obviously knows something. And he may not be able to trust everything he says, but he knows that if your enemies hate this guy and wants to wipe him out,
yeah.
you know that
was that the saying? Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And especially since he was like in the process of approving the black ship to going off for trade.
Right.
Like,
and then held
let
off.
me hold off on this here.
Yes.
Let me continue playing my part. He already made it very clear that he wanted John to be in that particular room. And so he gave it to him and then slept somewhere else. And then hold off the black ship from being sent out for trade, which means you're going to antagonize the Catholics, which the Portuguese, which made them, which is also going to be kind of ruled by the other lords.
Yeah,
to make a move.
Especially, they made a point of saying that it was one of the Christian lords who, in particular, was kind of more driven by like greed, like the riches, like driven by the profits he's receiving from the relationship with the Portuguese Catholics.
Right.
So, of course, that's going to be the one that, like, when your money's on the line, when your money is funny, you gotta show your butt.
Yeah. So we see the pieces are moving together. So we see that Toranaga, he's like he's putting pieces together. He's realizing that he's in a not so good situation, but he's playing chess with everybody. He is putting pieces in place and saying certain things where people can hear and make decisions based off of that. Like, he's like, I'm gonna bring him before me and then send him off to prison, knowing that everyone else would have been like, we need to get rid of him, right? And so, I mean,
it's so interesting. It's so interesting. I really, really like it. The other part that, like, to your point, I'm curious if Yabushige is really more. I didn't even complete my thought. But what I think he cares about his own self-interest. So if aligning to Toranaga makes sense for him, he'll do that. But if aligning with Ashido makes sense, he'll do that.
But now I'm thinking, what
I don't know why you leaning back is making me so nervous.
What if Toranaga? What if he actually specifically
that was part of his plan?
Not
like,
bring him into the castle, right? But send him out there
to the prison.
Not to the prison, but send him out there outside of the castle where he's stationed, which is where Ashido he comes visit him. Like, he doesn't even have the
I see what you mean.
Bring you into the castle.
He stationed Yabushige out of the castle
on purpose
to make him more accessible to Ashido.
And maybe Yabu know that. Like, maybe he already knows that this was going to happen, so that and trying to inquire and get some information from the Lord to kind of understand
feel out
motive.
Ashido's motivation,
so that he knows what to do and bring it to his Lord's attention. I'm just curious, where's he?
I don't know. To me, it's still up in the air because in the first episode, right, when, what was his name? Umi, the nephew, was like, are you gonna tell Toranaga about the barbarian ship? And he's like, why would I tell a dead man anything? Like, he's basically a dead man. Like, you know, we can keep this. I can increase your fiefdom. Like, you can get more pay or whatever.
Right.
And only when he got caught, he's like, oh, dang. Of course I was gonna give it to you. So I feel like he's more. I think he's opportunistic. What I don't know is I don't know who his allegiance is to. But I also feel like in this culture, like, I don't think people just like flip their allegiance
lords, right?
Like that.
It's like kind of family.
Yeah. At the same time, too, though, I do think that I guess I don't have it's not that I don't have as much faith in Yabu as much as I have more faith in Toranaga's cleverness. Right. I think that he's clever enough to know like the quirks of each of the people in his, you know, under his personality.
Right.
To where he's like, this is a tempting situation, but I do know if I put him in this situation, he's opportunistic enough to try to like.
I think maybe also the show could be making us feel like that Yabu maybe have the ability to backstab Toranaga, but maybe it's not like maybe he's playing the part. Yeah, maybe he's playing the part. Like maybe he's actually, because we saw like what the first encounter we've seen of him is he torture. He likes to basically hear people dying, right?
He's fascinated with the moment of death.
So
yeah.
So kind of giving you like this guy's some, you know, kind of crazy,
kind of dark and twisted.
But then also shows some other parts of him that's like, oh, okay, maybe he's not as bad, right? So I'm curious, like,
that's true, because he was.
If the show is kind of showing that to get you thinking away, but he's really a ride or die with.
That's a good question. I mean, that's a really good point. He might be, you know how some people are just complex characters? Like, there are some people that are very, like, straightforward, like, kind of clear.
You know that motivation.
Right. And then you have some people that are just kind of, like, complex characters, and maybe he's one of those people that it's not easy to pigeonhole, and that is advantageous because it does make him approachable by like Ishido to see if it's worth it to kind of get more details.
Right.
Like, because he might be he's willing to dish a little bit to an enemy while he's also willing to, like, I don't know, die saving a Portuguese pilot. Like, he's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm very curious. I can't wait to dive in more with
so far. I'm impressed. I like the fact that, again, that they're not trying to dump you with a bunch of information about this what happened and this what happened and this. It's just like, hey, you just jumped into the middle of the world that's already going down, and you better just play catch up. Catch what's happening, right? It's a lot of information. You basically, like I said in the previous episode, drinking water from the fire hose, and you're just picking up that information as it goes, and then it starts to make a little bit more sense to you as you realize what everybody's motivation and where everyone's fit to the past and history and storylines and family trees and stuff like that. So I'm impressed. So with that, I'm gonna give this episode an 8. I think it's just another phenomenal episode.
Ooh, I think this one, gosh, I like it so much already. I don't know if I want to, like, I feel like I'm starting out the gate kind of high, but I kind of want to give this an 8.6 because it kept me enough on my toes to figure out how calculated everybody was going to be. And I liked that this early on, it's, you know, has me disengaged. 8.6.
Right. 8 for me, 8.6 for her. What is your score? What would you give it? Comment below. Let us know. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with that notification bell so you can always get the latest in anything we post right here on the channel.
Yes, and as my handsome husband already said earlier, don't forget to become a member of our Patreon. You can see the full reaction to this episode, as well as up to 4 episodes in advance, depending on which tier you are a member of. So go check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Guys, and until we see you in the next video,
bye.